Hey, how's it going, everybody? I just wanted to drop a quick video. I bought the movie called Drop, and I was always interested in this movie, and it was just too. It just cost too much to. It just cost too much, and so uh, you know, I was wanting to get Death of the Unicorn, and they dropped the price of Death of the Unicorn. It was like $11.12 or something like that. I think I ended up paying $13 for Death of the Unicorn. So I looked and there was Drop, and I was like, man, I really like to see that movie, and I always was intrigued. You know how you watch something and then you I kept looking at it, and I kept looking at the previews, man, and I said to myself, I was like, man, this looks pretty good, and so I said, man, I kept looking at the price, and I was like, I'm not spending that kind of price. But I just kept watching. I kept watching. I kept, man, it just looks pretty good. So uh, it was on sale, so I decided to buy it. So I was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and buy that because I bought Death and the Unicorn. I went and bought Clowns in the Cornfield. Clowns in the Cornfield was good too. They just had a couple things that had just grossed me out. But anyway, dating can be deadly. Violet's dinner with Harry is upended by a series of phone drops presenting a sinister choice: kill her date or lose her child. I'm not going to hang on this very long. So, when I'm watching this, right, I'm saying to myself, I have a knack of having my attention span. I notice is just, movies now, they have to grip me right away, or I'm just like, man, that's why it's hard for me to, upload videos sometimes because I'm like, I don't see how anybody can sit around and watch that much TV. I just can't do it. So, anyway, I started watching it, and I was like, it opened up, it opened up pretty good. I was like, holy crap, what's going on here? And then it flashed forward, and then she's, her job is she's some type of therapist for people who uh, I forgot what her job was, but I know she's some type of therapist or something like that. But anyway, she has a child. I think her husband, the child's father, committed suicide, but I think he was beating on her or something. But they never really got into specifics of it or anything like that. So it opened up right there. That hooked me. And then it went to her, several months later, or maybe a couple years, and then she's, getting ready to go out on this date and meet this guy named Henry. And I said, okay. So then when she gets out of the car, she looks up. It's a nice place. She goes in there, and but when she gets there, I like how they set this whole thing up because you're watching her, and then she sits down, and then he's not there, and then you got the person that's waiting on her, behind the bar. She gets her drink, and then she has a couple. This guy comes up and says hi. He says, I'm on a blind date, and I'm getting back out there. So when he finally shows up, he's running late, and then they sit down, they breaking the ice and all this kind of stuff. She getting all these phone drops, man. But I was sitting there watching this movie the whole time. I kept saying, man, if I was him, I'd be getting frustrated. I'd be ready to leave. So he put up with it for a while. Then he decided to leave. But then she talked him into staying or something, or she gave him a kiss or something. But there was the way the film was shot. You're sitting up there watching this movie, and I'm because she ran into this guy who had a blind date, and then he when she was there, he finally met the girl. Finally came to meet the guy that he was talking about. He had a blind date, and she was looking at the woman. The woman looked very disappointed because I guess she didn't like the way he looked, and she was like, "Wow, that's embarrassing." But then they went and sat down on the table. Well, and then there was this guy waiting on his sister. But then as the movie progressed, she's getting these drops on this phone. So I'm watching the movie along with her, and I'm trying to picture how they doing all this because she's got a security camera at home, so her sister's watching a little boy. So then the guy's inside the house waving at the camera, and he's like, they're letting her know, hey, this is for real. We're gonna kill your son, probably your sister too, if you don't kill this guy. So that's how this whole movie is set up, man. And I ain't gonna lie, man, I was shockingly surprised. I kind of thought I would like this movie. I really did. But I didn't think I was going to like it this much. Now, I bought this movie on digital because there's just some movies, I wouldn't buy on physical. But I don't know, man. I got it on digital. When the internet ever goes out, you can't watch it. So, and you're licensing it. You're licensed. You have a license to watch on their site. So you don't really own it. I get it. But man, this movie is really good. I was surprised. Very good. Very good. I love how they did this. See, this is how you make movies. And guess what? It didn't have nothing in it. Yeah, it did a good job with the waitress waiting on him, and his character was good. The woman behind the bar that was serving the drinks, her character was good. The woman that was the hostess at the desk, her character was good. The guy that's playing the piano, his character was good. And just the way the shot, man, you're trying to figure out, man, is that person over there doing it? Is this person over there doing it? You're looking, and every time she looks, somebody be looking over at her, and then she started questioning a lot. She went up to this one guy, and this one guy's like, hey, I'm waiting on my sister. She goes, are you really waiting on your sister? And I was thinking that, I started to think it was him too. But then the guy that you find out it was somebody, they did a good job throwing a curveball. They did I wonder how many people, watch this movie, figure this thing out. I love when I'm watching a movie and I'm trying to figure stuff out. Yeah, I was really trying to figure out what was going on. And I'm like, man, what is this all? I mean, why you want to kill this guy in the first place? So they kind of got into specifics of why she was supposed to kill him, and she was supposed to kill him with this poisonous drink. Man, she did a good job, man, because I don't know how that woman was going through some stuff, man. The film was shot so good, man, because you could almost feel the stress that she was going through. She was on a date. She had to worry about her son. She couldn't leave like she wanted to. And they did this is how you make movies, you guys. This is how you make movies. There was no messages being thrown all in your face. There was no, look at this over here. You see that over there? Look at that. You see those two guys kissing those two women? It didn't have none of that. None of that. This is how you make movies. I know I talk about that a lot, but I'm going to tell you straight out, I don't care for it. And this is why this makes this movie is, you need to come up with more stuff like that. And I hope they never come up with a drop 2, because there's no reason for a drop 2. You may drop, you did good, and boom, let it go. This movie, to me, couldn't have cost very much. But I was trying to figure out who was doing all this. And I kept figuring out, what in the world is going on? I mean, and that camera shot, man, with that guy being in the house, and there was a part where he said, well, I'm going to go ahead and, do something to your sister now, or something like that. And then it showed him getting ready to grab his sister. Her sister takes off and runs, and you're sitting there looking at this. And this movie is just, wow, man. This movie was very impressive, man. You know why I'm excited about this and the way I'm talking on this camera is because this is why I said I wish people would be more creative in what movies that they make. Stop preaching to us. Stop trying to force us into whatever this agenda with all this new stuff they're trying to force on us. You know what I mean? The movie was really, the movie was just, man, so anyway, overall, I love this movie, you guys. I really did. I thought I would like this movie. Man, that price point they had on there for a while, man, I said, I'm not paying that kind of price for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying that price. And then when it went on sale, I mean, it went like maybe, I think they slashed it like, I think it was $15 to buy. And I think they slashed it down to like, I think it might have been, I don't know how much that movie cost. I forgot. But anyway, it was worth the price. It was really worth the price. But the climax of the movie was good too. It was very intense. Yeah. I kept sitting there trying to figure out what was going on with that guy that she had a date on. I thought maybe he might have been in on it, because this is all the stuff that you're thinking when you're watching this movie, man. It's just, yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was very impressed with this movie. Seriously impressed with this movie. See, this is what I like when you get a movie and it doesn't do anything but make you glad that you watched the movie. You know what I mean? And we need more movies like this that's very creative, thinks outside the box. Anyway, be safe out there. We'll catch you next video. Thanks for watching.